There goes Dad. Yeah. Where are we going?
To Windy Pass, back to trail.
Headed back to trail. We just told my dad bye, and it feels very sad, but it's our last stretch. Our last time leaving a town, so we're feeling like a weird. What's it when you're happy and sad?
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Nostalgic.
Yeah. So, anyways, weird. Kind of a weird feeling. Really. It feels weird. It also feels like we're the last ones on trail because there's no other hikers. So,
Nobody.
yeah. So, here we go. It's the beginning of the end. Please refrain from bouncing. That's hard when you're a child at heart. You. Wow. These are fun, but not easy to film on. Beautiful day today. What a gift for my last stretch. Whew, already sweating. Good morning.
Morning.
We got a late start today, about 10 a.m. because we're really kind of soaking in each other's company, I would say, at the end here. Is that a big old, is it? Woo! Parting gift. Anyways, we have about 19 miles to do today to camp. We're gonna hit Rainy Pass in about 8 miles. There's a monument there. Most people actually are getting off at Rainy, so we're gonna take some pics with the monument there, but keep going all the way to Hearts. Tomorrow we'll camp at Hearts, and then the next day after Hearts we'll hike to the official closure, only 5 miles past there, called Windy Pass. So, yeah, nothing too exciting, just kind of being introspective these last few days. There's Taya, or Razor. We're eating lunch at Rainy Pass. And we took a picture with the monument. That was really cool. The locals did that. Or I assume the locals did it. And yeah, we still have 10 miles today. We're gonna hit Cutthroat Pass, and then which is a scary name. And then we're gonna also hit Methal Pass or something, which is where we're camping. But anyways, I wanted to talk about how nice the weather is this last stretch. Like perfect blue skies, 65-ish degrees, and just literally like the best weather we've had the entire state of Washington, I would say, for me. And yeah, I just can't get over how nice it is. So it's been a nice last few days, huh? She's struggling because she broke her arm. Not really, but basically she fell hard on her arm yesterday and it hurts twice. But we're gonna make it to Hearts Pass and then to Windy, I think.
Slay.
Oh man. Taya just told Washington, all right, go off. Now you're just being showy. That 2600 mark is tiny for such a big milestone, but we'll take it. Trail where we were. That does look like a tent though, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I thought it was a big egg.
Camp for the night. Our stuff froze last night.
Some of my stuff froze.
My water bottle froze, but Taya's tent broke, so she had a cowboy, and it's not warm out at night right now. Did you sleep bad, or?
No, I was pretty warm eventually.
Crazy how the sleeping bags work.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is our last full day. Well, we're gonna hike a full day tomorrow, but this is our last like official feels like day. Or I don't know how to say it. Basically today we're hiking to Hart's Pass. We're 21 miles from Hart's Pass, and then we're gonna camp there tonight. In the morning we're gonna slack pack to the official trail closure at Windy Pass, so that's 5 miles past Hart's. Then we're gonna come back to Hart's and then road walk down, get a hitch into Mazama, and meet Gup, who's picking us up to take us to Seattle. So yesterday I kind of had a moment of like, this is ending, and we came up over Cutthroat Pass, and it was like a insane view. Like one of our,
It was great.
yeah, one of the best views, probably second only to Goat Rucks in my heart. And yeah, it just kind of hit me. So I don't know if I'll be as emotional today, but yesterday was an emotional ride. So we woke up and it's freezing, so we're just drying our stuff out before we start our last 21 PCT miles. So just wanted to document a little bit how I feel since today's like our last full day. You know, like I said earlier on in my video, I got really emotional yesterday when we got up to the top of Cutthroat Pass, and I think that was majority of my emotions that got out of my system then. And now I'm just kind of feeling normal. I don't think it feels real. Unfortunately, I think taking the terminus away makes it like feel, it's gonna be hard for it to feel like a finale kind of thing. But yesterday felt more like a finale, but it wasn't even the end. So I don't know, I think it's like a different experience having the terminus gone, because your end is kind of drawn out where you're like not sure where it's gonna be, even though we know it's gonna be Windy Pass. But I'm saying, like, I don't know, because so many people ended at different places. Most people got off at Rainy, some even at Leavenworth, some at Stevens Pass, some at Stehekin. Like, we're like the only ones out here. I haven't seen a single other hiker today or yesterday. We saw like 2-day hikers, that was it. No PCTers. We're convinced we really might be the last. Kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know, you guys, it's an indescribable feeling to be at the end. Just surreal. It doesn't feel real. No matter how close I am to the end, climbs are still hard. And every time I want to climb, I'm like, I'm ready to be done. So that's not changing today during this 5-mile climb. But yeah, I think it's just bittersweet, man. I'll definitely be very sad when I officially am home and know that this is gone. So what an experience though. Just a wild ride. I'm so thankful. Trail. Last dinner at Hearts Pass. Good morning. It's our last day. We're at Hearts Pass. We're gonna slack pack to Windy Pass, the official start of the trail closure. 25 miles from the Canadian border. So
close.
So close. How do you feel about being that close and not getting to touch
I've
it?
come to accept it, but it's still a little painful, a little sore.
Do you feel like this is like the actual end, or does it feel like...
I feel like I'm not gonna feel that way until I'm on the plane home.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels pretty last day.
Yeah, for me, I'm with Taya. I feel like not having the terminus kind of makes it like almost weird, like doesn't feel like the end right now, but there have been like more like endings along the way this stretch, because I think just knowing you don't have like a final point, you just start creating points in your mind. You're like, this is the last this is the last that. So most of my emotions came out on Cutthroat Pass. I don't have any tears left, I don't think, but maybe I will today. But anyways, we're about to head out and do a slack pack, which is gonna be fun, and then we have to come back and road walk our way down, and that's it. Here we are, approaching the end of the PCT for 2022. September 21st, 2022. This is as far north as your legally allowed to go on the PCT itself.
The PCT 2022.
Hey, 2022.
Mexico to Canada, baby.
We did it!
Hi guys, it's Razor. April has asked me to make a little bit of an exit video for her, just where I was in a lot of the Oregon and Washington videos and a couple in the desert. So a little bit about myself. My actual name is Taya. I'm 23. I live in Virginia and I work in physical therapy. I'm a PTA, so physical therapist assistant. Which did come in handy on trails some of the time. I really enjoy going to the gym, weightlifting, biking. Just now starting to get back into some running. I like art, photography, painting. So a lot of different hobbies that I'm really glad to be able to get back to out here. Most of my family is out here, my direct family, and then I have a lot in California as well, which is where I was born. So I want to talk about my PCT experience a little bit. Kind of what got me interested in the PCT was not really just one thing. I lived near the Appalachian Trail, so I knew about thru hiking. I knew it was a thing. But it never really struck my fancy. I guess to me it would be, the scenery would just be like kind of hiking in my backyard. But then I heard about the PCT. I don't remember exactly how, but I started researching, and I think it was like YouTube videos, like April's channel, that really planted something in my heart, and it kind of became an obsession. Of like just knowing this was something that one day I wanted to do, but you know, I didn't have the money. I had student loans. I had you know, I'm not a very athletic person. I'd never been on a backpacking trip before, so I had this moment of telling myself I'd like to do that someday. Maybe that would be cool. And the moment I said that, I recognized how many self-limitations that there were behind that statement, because it was like the interest was there, the love for the PCT was there, and it was more just like, I don't know if I'm the type of person that really does something like that, and it's such a big thing, and I don't know if I could do that. And then I realized, like, why not, you know, like, other people out here made some really awesome YouTube videos that really gave me confidence, and then it kind of became a personal challenge. Like, I want to prove to myself that I can do things that I think are beyond my limitations, and it's just beautiful. Like, I tried to not look at too many pictures of the trail ahead of time, but what I did see and what I heard was just unreal beauty, and so that was a big part of it too, was like why I picked the PCT. And there's just something that is like, I just started to feel like I knew I needed to do this. So I got a second job. I worked really hard. I paid off my student loans as quickly as I could. I saved. I started working out more. I went on one single overnight backpacking trip. Because I was working so much, I didn't have time for more than that, but I did do one gear shakedown. I researched in the evenings like a madman. every gear video I could watch, you know, and put it on the calendar. You know, I made it a plan, I made it a priority. So once I actually got out there, a little bit about what that's like is like, first experience was waking up from a nap I was taking on the plane to San Diego, and I just woke up with this horrible feeling like I've just made the worst decision of my whole life. Like, what have I done? I quit my jobs, I got rid of my apartment, and I'm just gonna get dropped off in the middle of the desert by myself and try and walk my way out of it. And I got there. I stayed at Camp Lockett with Legend, who is such a big character and such a fun guy. And he introduced me to some of the people that would become so important to me. I'm already gonna get emotional. Those first few nights were just like the first 2 weeks, I will say, of any through hike. I think from what I hear is like it's just magic, because everything is new. You don't really know what you're doing. Everybody's excited, nervous. Making friends is so easy, and people are just so authentic out there. There's nothing to try and motivate you to look a certain way or anything. You're just all doing this amazing thing, and you have the same goal, and you just want to help people get there. So I think what the PCT was for me, it kept changing. My reason to be out there kept changing. You know, at first it was like, I'm here for the views, and if I want to go home, that's okay. And then the more I did it, it was more like, no, I think I need to finish this, because I want to break out of those self-limitations, and it just became like I want to experience as much as the PCT will let me experience, because I just loved it, and I wanted to be out there as long as I could, and I wanted to learn all of the lessons that it had. I kept thinking like I had learned everything that the PCT was going to teach me. Then I kept staying out there, and I kept learning different lessons, and so I wanted every bit of that experience that I could absorb. I would say, everybody asks like, oh, is it a physical challenge or is it a mental challenge? Both. It's physical, it's mental, it's I think though you learn that the physical challenge is a mental challenge. So, you know, it's learning to be patient and sit in discomfort for a long time. You know, you don't get to be warm right away. You don't get to the top of the mountain right away. Your blisters are going to heal when they're going to heal. You're going to be sore for as long as you're sore for, which turns out was the whole time, all the time, 6 months. You know, you don't get to the finish line without all of the stuff in between, you know. And so you learn to just be where you are, and you realize that you can be absolutely your happiest and be uncomfortable at the same time. And that's such a good lesson. My favorite times, I think if I could pick like one of my favorite days, there's so many, guys, it's so good, was Mather Pass. So if you can picture, I'm gonna start thinking about it and get emotional, but so you climb up this, at the time it was very snowy up there, and then you go up a snow, and you can either stay in the snow for longer, and it's very steep, short but steep, and then you're rock scrambling, which to me is a very nerve-wracking thing. Like any kind of scree, loose rock, I have a hard time with. So you get to the top of this, and you're feeling really good, right? And you come over the top and there's this ice for miles, just this beautiful, snowy, icy walk down. And you come into Kings Canyon National Park, and it's just so beautiful there. I can't even tell you. Like, so you come out of the ice in this barren, beautiful landscape, and you come into the most lush wildflowers, waterfalls, these crazy cliff sides, and this beautiful valley sitting down at the bottom that just felt unreal. So beautiful. So that was like one of my favorite moments. Washington, I think, was overall my favorite state. I think the desert was my favorite interpersonal experiences. Like, everything's fresh, you meet all these amazing people, and the longer you're on trail, the fewer and fewer people are out there still, and everybody kind of finds their own pace, they split up, and so it becomes more introspective of a journey. And this is where, to me, I was so grateful for April. Shout out to her, because I was like kind of facing like, okay, I'm gonna hike Oregon and Washington alone, and you know, I was okay with that, but I'm so grateful in the end that it worked out, that we were able to spend so much more time together and rejoin. She's a very important person to me, and somebody that I'm incredibly proud of, because to me, April is like, she keeps it real. And you guys know that from the videos, like, you're seeing the good and the bad, and it's such a special thing to have somebody like that in your corner who is just gonna tell you the truth in a kind way. She's a very loyal person, and I learned a lot from her, and it was really cool to meet her dad, and her family is cool. So it was such a pleasure to get to hike with them, and her dad came out and worked really hard to do the last section with us in Washington, and he killed it, made it happen. You know, it's very cool to see. So shout out to them. They helped me tremendously, and it would not have been the same. So I think the hardest part of trail for me has been like adapting back to life at home, and the comforts, but also the complications. And it's going to be a long process of reintegrating, but I hope to take the lessons that I gained and the lack of like self-limitations, and carry that with me into other things that I hope to do in the future. Really grateful for all the amazing people that I met out there, and so grateful that, you know, I was able to finish, because we think that we're in control, and that if we just work really hard we can do it, but so many things can happen out there that wouldn't allow you to finish, you know, fires, injury, personal things, you just never know. And so I'm grateful for the whole experience, and grateful for all the people that I'm going to take with me into the future. So thank you guys for watching, and if there's anything that you think might make your life more meaningful and more fulfilling, even if it's just a small chance, even if it's something you're not sure that you can do, I strongly encourage you to just put it on the calendar and get really creative and find a way to integrate it into your life. It doesn't have to be a through hike. You know, it just like, maybe it's go outside for 5 minutes a day, maybe it's learn a new hobby, or talk to a person that you need to be talking to that you haven't in a while. Anything you think can make meaning in your life, pursue it and don't let self-limitations get in the way. So thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Happy trails.